Here are 3 reasons why I'm still buying Turbo. Reason number 1 is because I believe that hypothetically, it has a lot of room to grow. Because, for instance, if Turbo were to go to, let's say, the price of 50 cents, that right there is around a 46x from here. Could you imagine that? Now, of course, that's not financial advice nor a guarantee. But if, for instance, let's say I were to put $1,000 into Turbo right now, and then if it were to go, again, to the price of 50 cents, around a 46x from here, at that point, I would have managed to turn my $1,000 into around 46,000. Now, of course, that's not a guarantee. That's just a, hypothetical scenario again. But I think that, if anything, visualizes how when it comes to Turbo, it could very well still have a lot of room to grow, even despite, the price popping up, pretty high as of right now. Even though a little bit of a pullback, I still don't mind because I believe in its future. And it's not like 50 cents is this crazy nonsense price target, because unlike some people out there that are saying that Turbo is going to go to the price of like $5, $10, again, for me, it's just 50 cents. Even at that price rate, it's not too outlandish again, because, if it were to go to the price of 50 cents, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $33 billion. So yeah, it's not that bad. We've seen Shiba Inu, by the way, reach around $40 billion in market cap back in 2021. And also that year, we saw Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. So this is kind of like peanuts in the grand scheme of things compared to that. It's kind of like, not too bad. At least that's the way I view it. Now, not to mention, right, when it comes to Turbo, it doesn't necessarily need to be like the next Dogecoin to be considered a success. Because again, 50 cents, it's still already around a 46x from here. So it's still not bad. I don't think that Turbo needs to be the next Dogecoin. I just think that Turbo needs to be somewhat okay, and it's already fine. You know what I mean? That's what I really like about Turbo. Sometimes people, they want to get in Shiba Inu, they want to get in Dogecoin, and it's their choice. But personally for me, I want to look for something that could hypothetically be the next giant, so to speak. I'm not looking for the giant, if that makes sense. So when it comes to Turbo, man, I'm so bullish on it. And of course, I'm in the world of cryptocurrencies to get hypothetical gains. I'm not looking for dinosaurs or something like that. So that's why Turbo, it's the right pick for me, in my opinion. No one has to follow what I do, but that's one of the major reasons why I'm still buying Turbo. Now, reason number 2 is because I believe that Turbo has fantastic fundamentals for a meme coin. Now, when I say this, some people, they may cringe because they may think, oh, wow, when it comes to meme coin, the use case is so bad, all this type of stuff. But here's the thing. A meme coin, it doesn't need a good use case. Like, for instance, what good use case does Dogecoin have, really, if you think about it? It doesn't really have like a dynamic use case. Also, many other meme coins out there, they don't really have a good use case. And this right here, by the way, is where something like Turbo really shines. Because if a project wants to stand out as a meme coin, they can't really go the, utility route, right? Like, for instance, they can't come out saying that, yeah, we're a meme coin and we have fantastic use cases in this area and this area. They can't really do that because meme coins, they're not expected to, have a good use case. That's like, for instance, trying to get drafted in the NBA or the NFL and saying that, yeah, I'm good at painting. It's like, who cares about that? That's not a prerequisite, right, to become a good NBA or NFL player. That's the way to take a look at it. A meme coin, it doesn't need a good use case. So what angle did Turbo attack this whole space at, so to speak, right? They used the angle of created by AI, because after all, when it comes to Turbo, it's a meme coin created by AI. And that right there is the genius of Turbo, because they understand that, hey, we can't, again, go the utility route. We have to go through the unique route. And that is exactly what they did. A meme coin created by AI, that's pure genius, in my opinion. Not necessarily saying that it's some sort of, AI project like a BitTensor or like an EOS. That's not the case. But again, it's just literally a meme coin created by AI. It may sound kind of cringy, it may sound kind of corny, but it's actually genius in the grand scheme of things. Not to mention, we see so many dog and cat themed meme coins. And again, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but sometimes there needs to be a factor to stand out. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Turbo, sometimes people like to say that it's not unique enough, it's not interesting enough. Well, I think it's very interesting. I think it's very unique. And I think that right there pretty much ticks the boxes when it comes to a fantastic meme coin. Not to mention, exposure is amazing. Not too long ago, it got listed in Binance and KuCoin. And I even reported about this, by the way. I talked about it, I should say. And I think this is very bullish news, because if you think about it, why was Dogecoin and Shiba Inu so popular? They were literally listed in so many major exchanges. So, of course, a lot of popularity, a lot of people believed in it naturally, so that's why it was so popular. Again, when it comes to Turbo, of course, it's not as popular as like, SHIB or Doge, but it's heading up there, right, in terms of popularity. So I think better days are ahead. And when it comes to Turbo, I think it's a very special meme coin. Not to mention, right, if we take a look at, for instance, Turbo, again, it's listed in over 10 major exchanges. So yeah, it's not bad at the end of the day. And I think exposure, again, is amazing. Now, the third reason why I'm still buying Turbo is because I believe that this bull run could be so special. Now, what do I mean by this? I believe that a high tide raises all ships. Now, some people may think, okay, this is kind of corny. What do you mean by that? I believe that as the bull run really kicks in, as Bitcoin reaches greater heights, as the, hype for altcoins and attention comes back in again, I think naturally something like Turbo is just going to go along with the ride. Not necessarily saying that Turbo is doing bad, because of course it's doing very well, hypothetically, much like I predicted, by the way. But even besides that point, I still think there's a ways to go. So just imagine once Bitcoin goes to the price of, let's say, $150,000, could you imagine what happens to Turbo then? 50 cents wouldn't surprise me at all. And it's not like Bitcoin will have any trouble, in my opinion, reaching that hypothetically, because you take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, you take a look at also the Ethereum ETF, and also on top of that, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption, and also how there's over 600 million crypto owners, more than ever before in history, by the way, according to Crypto.com research. So again, with all those amazing factors, I really don't see why something like Turbo would perform in a bad way. And not to mention, if you take a look at it, it's not like this bull run is really over as of right now, because even as a worst case scenario, altcoins, they've been known to peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the last Bitcoin halving event happened back in April, so of course 18 months is October of next year, 2025. Now, this could work both ways, because the first angle I want to take a look at is how there's still around a year from right now to accumulate, so it's not that bad. Also, on top of that, it's actually not that far longer anyways. It's just a worst case a year. Granted, it could happen a lot sooner, but I'm just saying, even historically, it's not like we have to wait like 4 years or 5 years. That'd be way too long in my opinion. So yeah, it's not so bad. At least that's the way I view it. Now, of course, my buying strategy is just so simple. It's dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income I'm acquiring, I'm holding and I'm just waiting. That's it. Because quite frankly, right, a lot of my friends who try day trading using leverage or swing trading, most of the time they can't get it right properly, even though they've been doing it like for years. So I don't want to dabble with that. I just like to keep things simple, because through dollar cost averaging, I quite essentially don't miss out on the dips, but then I also don't miss out on the pumps, because had I day traded and then let's say I made a wrong call, before the Binance and KuCoin listing, and then let's say it pumped, guess what? I could have got liquidated. I could have got stop loss. So, of course, that's very risky. And that's why I keep it simple by, if I believe in a project, I just acquire it, hold, and I just wait. That's it. I literally keep it so simple. The way I take a look at meme coins is like this. It's like going to the movies and watching like Fast and Furious. Is a Fast and Furious movie gonna, fill me with profound like information or like, stuff like that? No, of course not gonna do that. It's just like a fun movie that I enjoy while eating nachos. It doesn't necessarily need to be this like sort of informative movie, if that makes sense. It's just there for a good time, you know what I mean? But then other times, there's a moment to watch like documentaries. That right there is like an ICP, those fundamentally amazing projects like a Casper, like a Jasmine, like a Quant. It's like that. When it comes to Turbo and other meme coins, it feels like a Fast and Furious movie. That's the analogy I would put on it. Nothing wrong with that. But again, each category has its own vibe. Sometimes people, they mistake a meme coin and they compare it to these like, fundamentally amazing projects, but that's not the case, right? You can't compare like a Fast and Furious movie to like a David Attenborough, like, type of documentary. You know what I mean? That's not a fair comparison. That's like apples to oranges. So when it comes to Turbo, I think it's very fantastic, again, for what it is. And I'm not going to give up on it, because I think around 6 months from right now, a year from right now, things could be so different. I'm just going to give it some time, because, quite essentially, that's the only thing that's within my control. I can't wave some magic wand and demand, Turbo to pump this time. No, I can't do that. All I got to do is just, again, stay consistent and just believe in it, because I do believe that, when that bull run really kicks in, when it goes into fifth gear, once that altcoin season fully is in full go, so to speak, man, Turbo at the price of 50 cents, I really don't see why not. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think this bull run could be that special, and that's why I'm not giving up on Turbo, and that's why I'm still acquiring Turbo, and I really can't wait. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.